Right. Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It is today, Wednesday, 19th July 2017. The name of tonight's video is Talk Your Talk. We taking talk. We taking talk. We taking calls. Whole show 682-2110. If you're around, you want to ask your questions, have your say, join the conversation. Tonight is the night, and while we're waiting for the numbers to build, let's try something new. Yeah? Still Trinidad style, just a different style. Spread the word. Let them know we're in the house. Who remember this? Call them out, spread the word. I see Randolph reach, Randolph. Styles. Bring him back in family screaming. Remember bad boys too. Any background laughing, you want to play John Wayne, but you know worth one thing. Right, you know the money, my gamma preaching. Me tell you, harmless, yeah, my enemy, them. Harmless, me, I go get them problem. Harmless, yeah, my enemy, them. I want rock when you find with them system. Oh, wait, the whole place up a shake. Got this a road boy coming like an earthquake. Got this a road boy. Don't notice, nobody saying nothing. I saw a young Charon. Wheel it out. Change it up, selector. Give them something different. You know you run things for years, and now Ricky down for you. We want to get out session tonight, eh? Waking up time. Anything is Night Andrew John, Boya Kanek from Canada, Natasha Dean, inside early, Helen from Switzerland, part of the usual suspects. Welcome everybody. David Bruno Holt, you know this? You know this style? This one. This one is the mashup clubs, eh? We're the old school crew. Wake them up, call them out. Tonight we're taking calls, whole show. It's about you tonight. 682-2110, have your say. We're talking about anything, everything. We're talking about everything and anything tonight. Tonight, no shoo-shoo. All who want to say, all who want to ask. The only thing I do not answer is blocked calls. If you can't show your number, have the courage of your convictions. If you want to talk. Call me. 682-2110. Let's get it all out there in the open tonight, yeah? Today I spent 3 hours in a meeting that I shouldn't have, and it spoiled my whole afternoon. Revelation. When I can't go meetings and I tell people I have no time for meetings, they just want to know. From today, if I have no time, I have no time, yeah?
Pretender, I check your lyrics and I come for test you. Nation rules they reach pipe and they repeat, cause the children come in to take back the power of the word in the conscious styling. I say the power of the word in the rap so styling. Rocking the roots of the vampire system. Talk it all, you puppet pretender. Talk it all, you bloody deceiver. Talk it all, you servant master. Talk it all, you friggin' oppressor.
You never check. Use Google now, man. You have more computing power in your hand than existed on planet Earth when we invented the atom bomb and put a man on the moon. You have more computing power in your hand than the world had when we put a man in space. Come on, man. Use it. Use search engines. Google has in its library more information than the entire world has ever had compounded in one place ever. You have information. Use the information to benefit you. Look at numbers. Today, I'm raising issues. And I've been raising issues to put in the public space. And I'm asking people, did you know? Did you know? Because you see, I see a partner of mine post the current Prime Minister mate with the future Prime Minister. Kamala Prasad says I can't be the future Prime Minister. And Kid Rowley is nobody's Prime Minister. He went by default. The reality of the situation is we're in trouble. But we're in a kind of stupid trouble. Trinidad is in a trouble called unforced errors. We are in trouble of our own making. We have chosen these people to run our country. And we are allowing them to continue. All the nonsense, chatter. Watch all the stupidness people talking. If you are going to talk about the problems forever, if you're in a relationship with a man and he beating you and you're vexed, or he horning you and you're not happy and you're not leaving, don't talk. Take your jam. Take your horn, take your licks. If you're only talking, don't talk. It's wasting time. Same thing with a man. If you're in a relationship with a woman and she horning you, she treating you bad, she don't love you, don't talk. Take massive corrective action. If you're in a job where you're taken for granted, you're badly paid, you're overworked, it makes your life suck, and you're still in that job, don't talk. Don't talk. We get what we have to have. That is a truth about human beings. It's what taught us how to walk upright. We get what we have to have. We tolerate what we could endure. We tolerate what we could endure. Write these things down and it's a good man, philosophical tonight. We get what we have to have. When you say, I have to have happiness, or I have to get out of here, it'll happen. I have to get a better job. I have to be able to buy a house. We get what we have to get. We tolerate what we could endure. Trust me when I tell you that. It's the whole analogy about the frog. A frog thrown in hot water will jump right out. A frog put in room temperature water where the water is slowly increased the boiling will allow himself to be boiled to death. My favorite one. Because every time somebody tells me, Philip, you're unreasonable, I say, yes. I am the most unreasonable person you will ever meet. Reasonable people accept things as they are. Unreasonable people change the world. An unreasonable man said, why can't we have light at night? An unreasonable man said, why can't we fly like the birds? An unreasonable man said, why can't I have a carriage that does not need horses? An unreasonable man said, it is unfair that people of color can be owned as property. An unreasonable man said, those women are correct. They should have the same rights as men. Here where unreasonable changes the world. Reasonable people accept things just as they are. To reasonable people, it is normal that we have people sitting down in jail tonight convicted of nothing. Unreasonable people want to change that because the system is broken. You cannot take human beings, deny them of their human rights and their right to freedom and lock them in a cage. Those of you who would like to call, we are taking calls for the duration of the show. 682-2110. Weigh in on the issue. The only thing I ask when you call, say where you're calling from in the world or in the country. Yeah? Coming back to this point. Because reasonable people accept things as they are. To reasonable people, it is okay that our biggest source of pride on planet Earth, what makes us different to everybody else, is the Bitch Lake. And none of us know what it is, how much comes out of it every day, who owns the mineral rights, where the money going. We don't know. The world has known for centuries that Trinidad pitch mixed with aggregate, add some heat, and you have a perfect road surface. We don't know that in Trinidad, because in Trinidad, none of our road surfaces are perfect. Not one. You cannot find. If you could find a perfect road, a tolerable road, type the name there, I want to go and drive on it tomorrow. Reasonable people accept the world as it is. Accepts things as they are. To reasonable people, it is normal and okay for an entire country to hold itself hostage while playing racist games every time we have an election. We pretend and we walk around. We're not racist. We're not racist at all. But election time, tongue in cheek, the two political parties tell you about their base. And people having conversations, where the Progressive Empowerment Party base coming from? What is our base? They want to ask what is our base. Because the PNM have the blacks and the UNC have the Indians. Slow your roll, friend. Neither of those parties have anybody. What's our base? Our base is Trinidadians who want a better country. That is our base. We are not the Congress of the People. Do not compare us to the Congress of the People. The Congress of the People was a response to a fight between Winston Dukaran and that bandit politician Basleo Pandey, who made Winston Dukaran political leader of the party while he continued to be chairman of the party, and still he wanted to function as opposition leader, playing games with people, trying to weasel himself into office. All of that is the nonsense we had to put up with and endure with Basleo Pandey. But to the Indian people, that's okay, because he was an Indian god and Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj was their pit bull in a world where Eric Williams, the father of the nation, referred to a whole half of the population as a recalcitrant minority. This is our history, but we're not growing above and beyond it. We're laboring with it and dragging it behind us 55 years now. For 55 years now, white people in this country have had to stay quiet and apologize. White people have had to stay quiet and apologize because black people and Indian people think that life is hard because white people exist, and we've never been able to confront and resolve all these inherent racist issues dogging and undermining this country. But the Progressive Empowerment Party wants to do that. One people under one flag. Good evening, you're live.
Yes, Philip, good night.
Good night.
What is wrong with us Trini people, boy Philip? Are we not in a trance or something? We see all these roads badly off, the police not doing a job, everything in a mess, but we just take it. Why? What is going on? You're the only person that is standing up trying to wake people up. And how is this? Why aren't other people doing it? You and this guy, God Christopher, he's another one saying things, but not as much as you.
God Christopher cannot say as much as me because God Christopher is speaking for the UNC. I am speaking for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I wear a PEP jersey tonight for this show, but I still have no position in the party. But I am an advocate for a Progressive Empowerment Party. I said in a meeting today, I have created a political party to which I have no ownership and no position. The true spirit of democracy. Let the people decide every single thing.
Philip, I'm telling people all about your show to check it out. Sending messages to Miami. For everybody to spread the word.
Keep it up.
So they could look at this program every night.
Keep it up, brother. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep doing your part. Well done.
And I am personally going to come and bring a few people myself and come and join this party because this thing has to change. This is craziness. We're just taking it over and over. One party going to thief out all the money. The next party come in and they thief out all the money. They say, we're going to lock them up, and nobody locking up nobody. What really going on? We are fed up. Philip, keep it going. I'll come down and check you out. I called you on your Brave Boy program and I told you live on here that I knew you from back in the days, Green Party, and you would want to stay back and help people. Okay.
Take care, my friend. Thanks for your contribution.
Okay. Yeah.
You could call in 682-2110. Reasonable people accept things as they are. Unreasonable people change the world. Unreasonable people says tonight to their spouse, this is not good enough. Unreasonable people go into the street and call out their neighbors and say, we can't have a drug block in our community. Unreasonable people organize the community and go to the police station, 400 people, to call out the sergeant in charge and say, brother, this is not working. You are paid to protect and serve us. We live in fair. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Good evening, Philip.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Dinesh here, Samtani from the radio station.
Hi, Dinesh. Welcome.
How are you?
Trying to keep smiling.
All right. The other day, a few days ago, I went to the Ministry of Works and Transport, right, to get my license renewed. I called the ministry, and they told me at approximately 1 o'clock, 1:30, to come in before 3, and you would get the license renewed. I arrived there around 2:15, and they said the system is down, and we cannot take anybody now because the system is not going to come up for a while. While proceeding to leave the compound now, I made a call again to the ministry, the same ministry, and the person that answered the phone said, well, the system is not down, but we have too many people here, so we can't process any more persons at this time. That is what is going on up to this.
Did you think that was insane?
I just smiled and laughed, because...
No, you can't smile and laugh because you are paying every salary in that place. Did you think it was insane?
It was insane. It was definitely
insane. Did you look around the room
what?
at all the other people who put aside their life and time, who put things in place to come there, who are now being turned away by an organization whose reason for existence is to serve you? Did you not think that all of those people leaving single-handedly, empty-handedly, that this was insane?
Totally.
Because I need Trinidadians, to look around the bank. When they're standing up in the bank, and 100 of them in the line, and 2 tellers outside there, knowing that the bank making $5 billion profit this year, I want Trinidadians to say, where is the manager? This is insane. We need to get to there. Join me on this campaign because we need to wake the people up.
Most definitely, I'm there already. But most of the people I know are sort of desensitized and numb to the situation now because of years of mismanagement and just poor customer service. It's become a norm to the point where we've become numb. Some of us, we shouldn't be that way, but we are numb. You know what I mean?
I hear you, brother.
All right, I just wanted to let you know
See you on Saturday.
Particular incident. All right, man. Okay, definitely. Take care.
Hello, good evening. You're live.
Hi, afternoon, Mr. Alexander. How are you?
So far, so good. Where are you calling from?
So far. Shook one else.
Like you wasn't sure. Like you moved,
sure.
You moved recently, or?
A line recently.
Welcome to the show, my friend. I'm just joking with you. Talk your talk.
We had a conversation with law enforcement recently, and which indicated to us that over the past couple of years, it's 2,500 people that have gone missing and unaccounted for in this country.
No, it's not. The Minister of National Security said it's only 57. Your numbers are wrong.
No, it's well.
Did you hear the dripping sarcasm in my statement?
Yeah.
That clown and his 2 sidekicks. Do you know that this country is paying 3 ministers of national security?
Yeah, well, we know.
2,500 people missing is insane. Your prime minister just met with your opposition leader and 2,500 people have gone missing, disappeared without a trace. Children waiting for their mommy waiting for their husband looking for their wife, mother and father looking for their child. Nobody know where these people gone. And the prime minister and the leader of the opposition get together to talk nonsense. They didn't address this.
And secondly, I heard today in regards to the girl who was raped and killed in Point Fortin.
Hold on a second. Just now, be careful. The information that you shared doesn't affect an ongoing investigation. I say that.
It's alleged.
It's alleged
that she was beaten so badly that pieces of her face was lodged in her brain.
Stop.
And
you see stories like that? The average listener can't take that. The average listener, not strong. They're not strong like you.
I heard it, and I couldn't take it.
No, but the average person not strong like you. We have a lot of women, we have a lot, and they're living in constant fear. People don't understand. I'm talking to a young engineer today. She working in Shagarama. She walking out of her protected, secured $100 million job site, and the police officers in the car park up outside getting food, interfering with the girl, shooting her, making sex talks and sex calls for the girl. This is the police that's supposed to be protecting and serving. This nation is insane, and I want the number of that vehicle. I want the number of that vehicle. It is time the people of Trinidad and Tobago stand up. Kurt Allen called me, Calypsonian Kurt Allen. He's been calling for months now because a garage opened in their area in a private residential street, disturbing his parents and working till 8, 9 o'clock in the night and disturbing everybody. Today I called the St. Joseph Police Station and spoke to Sergeant Boodoo. And Sergeant Boodoo told me, said, Mr. Alexander, we've warned them twice. The next time I go to that place, I will take that man before the court. And that was good enough for me. So not all police are bad police, because some police give me so much hope by the way they conduct themselves and carry themselves. So we need to be able to go forward. But I love that you made this call. I don't like the information that you're sharing.
That the information I got concerning Point Fortin was from a woman that was from Point Fortin, and she said that she doesn't understand what's going on in this country, and she doesn't want to go anywhere.
Because Trinidadians are refusing to stand up and say that this is insane.
Yeah.
Sorry for shouting at you, but I want you to understand what I'm trying to say. I'm using your comment. No, I'm using your comment to make a point to everybody else that this is insane. And we have to say, you know what? This is insane. People trying to defend Kiss Baking Company, exploit poor people, putting them on the side of the road in the rain and the sun to sell bread in car fumes, break the law and call them entrepreneurs. Now the Amalgamated Workers Union wake up and say, wait now, how these are entrepreneurs, but your truck dropping them, your truck picking them up, you paying them salaries under the counter. How are they entrepreneurs? You see, this is...
Do you know how much money Kiss Baking Company makes on a daily basis?
It's not that, As I worry for all, and this is why I have a problem with all the people who try to defend it, who tell me these are people trying to make an honest day dollar. I am saying yes, but if Kiss Baking Company was honest and a responsible corporate citizen, they would set these people up in business, not push them on the side of the road to break the law, because they generally go and park these people up. I watched Jacqueline's Patisserie selling their bread and their cakes inside Starlight Shopping Plaza. Starlight Shopping Plaza is not a cheap place to pay a rent, and Jacqueline's Patisserie and Massey, who paying the rent too, have Kiss Baking Company come outside here and selling for free. How is that fair?
Well,
yeah, that's insane. That is insane. And if Jacqueline's Patisserie go out of business, 4 people lost their work, but people are arguing with me about one honest, hard-working person being taken advantage of by Kiss Baking Company. But we will fix all that. Thanks a lot for your call, my friend. I hope you're coming Saturday at noon, Stanmore Avenue. Yeah? Anybody want to call? 682-2110. Tonight is Talk Your Talk. Why Kamala and Keith not talking about these things? The non-functional, malfunctional, unfunctional dysfunctionality of the whole local government system. Account for it. Kamala and Keith. This nation is an insane country. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hello.
Hi, good evening, you're live. Where are you calling from, please?
Laramain.
Hi, Laramain. Welcome. Talk your talk.
Thank you. I went to Princeton Court today to pay a bill.
To which court?
Princeton Court
right.
to pay a bill. I reached there 10 to 2. It have a sign says cash closed at 2, but they would not let me in because they say they stopped taking people at 1:30. I tell the security, I say, you know, far coming from this man, allow me to go and pay this bill. Oh no, we stopped taking people at 1:30. I hustling to get to this place, This is craziness.
Ma'am, I am so upset to hear that. I am sorry the Progressive Empowerment Party is not in office because the security guard and the cashier will both be out of jobs tonight. I apologize on behalf of the rest of Trinidad and Tobago that we don't understand how important you and every other citizen is and are. And I apologize, and I promise you, give us the opportunity and we will change that. Yeah?
I know. I hustle and going through this when I leave work halfway to just to go and pay this bill and leave. Damn people won't let me in.
Insane. Unacceptable. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I apologize.
Total madness.
Madness. I hope you're joining the PEP. We're coming down Barrackpore on the 29th. I'm hearing like you're sounding like you're from South. So we're in Barrackpore.
Calling from Laramie, I signed up when you guys was in San Fernando, but I'll be there in Barrackpore.
Fantastic. Thank you, darling. Thank you for making the call. We're going to put all of this right, you know. I promise you that.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest.
I can't wait for this election to come.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. All right.
Insane, unacceptable madness. Insane, unacceptable madness. This is insane that this lady could leave her job in a country where 10 to 1, she must be lose out on pay, or it costs her money that she can't afford to go and hustle down to the Princestown Court, and because of they have a little bit of power. But let me tell people like that, public office holders from the security guard go right up to the ministers. Do not play with the people if a PEP government is in power. Your job is to serve. The public is the reason you have a job. I don't want to hear about your bills and your family, you treating people bad. Serve the people, to everybody in the public service. Hear my words. We have said, somebody told me today in a meeting, people scared because you're someone like you're shutting this down and you're shutting that down. We have a policy called no job loss, no job left behind. That's what we are going to ensure, that we will reintegrate people, because the Progressive Empowerment Party is dedicated to 100% employment in this country. We are doing so through the creation of even entrepreneurial and small business support throughout all 41 constituencies. You can go to your MP's office and get help to start a business. That's what we're talking about. Hello, good evening, you're live. Hello, good evening, you're live. Hello, good evening, you are live. Oh gosh. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, you're calling from the US?
You're calling from the US? Good evening, you're live.
I can't hear you. Yeah. Yes. I have a quick question for you. We have my family and I, we own property in Trinidad, and we have somebody squatting on the land for maybe 3 years. And we can't seem to get them out. We offer them money and
Abaco is 15
things, and their family.
Abaco is $1,500. They don't have no squatters' rights in 3 years. Go and break it all down. If it's your land, fence your land and secure your land. You have rights. Go to the police station, walk with your land and building taxes receipt for the last time that you paid it. Go with your Abaco and 4 police. Because if they're squatting on your land, if you're not prepared to rent them your land, tell them they have to vacate.
And if it's over 3 years?
If it's over 3 years, how much over?
Well, April, May, June.
No, if you're talking months,
3 years, 3 months.
No, if you're talking months, it doesn't make a difference. They have no squatters' rights.
No, 3 years, 3 months. So some months will make a difference?
They have no squatters' rights to that property. That is your property.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because at some point in time, I would like to come back to Trinidad, and we don't have a place to stay or a place to go. You know.
No, come back.
So it's very, very difficult.
There is law enforcement for that, and law enforcement has to protect property. That is your property. Demonstrate ownership of your property. The other people have to vacate. That is loitering. They're loitering 3 years now. You could get them a bill.
All right, very good. Thank you so much, and continue to do a good job.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
We will make sure every single citizen of this country who wants to have a home, you have a job. Minimum wage earners, we will help you own a home, but we're not supporting lawlessness. We're not supporting squatting. We're not supporting land grabbing. We're not supporting none of that. Trinidadians have to stop making excuses for nonsense. We have to stop making excuses for bad behavior for the people who serve us, and we have to stop making excuses for our own bad behavior. Yeah? Hello, good evening, you're live. Listen to me on the phone and not on whatever device you're hearing me on. Hello, good evening. Okay, if you call in, you have to listen to me on the phone that you're calling me on. If you're trying to listen to me on whatever device you're listening to, there's a delay, it's a couple minutes, so you'll get confused. Yeah? There's a pipe leaking raw sewage in Warner Street in Newtown, right next to the Living Waters Hospice. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Call WASA. The country is broken. The country is broken. People get jobs where their salary is short and they don't have to work, so they stay home. The licensing office, years now, they closing the cashier at 12. But me and Watson Duke will dance. We will dance 3-step, samba. Boy, we could do the lambada. Let me tell you something. A progressive empowerment party government will end that nonsense. The cashiers in the licensing office will work 24 hours. We will run 3 shifts. We will run 3 shifts in every state organization that serves the people. Stop this nonsense about treating people like cattle. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hello?
Good evening, you're live. Listen to me on the phone, please.
Tony.
Yes. Hey, Tony.
Here, sir. Massive service centers, right? I have enough evidence that they're overcharging people for...
Bring it Saturday. Bring it Saturday and I'll...
change, right?
Bring it Saturday and I'll put it in public space. Bring the evidence for me.
All right, no problem.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, I'm calling to just get something clear, right? I'm listening to you on live. But,
Where are you calling from?
California.
California and Trinidad?
Yes.
Okay. Not ask you, I dated a girl once and she told me she was from LA. And it's only after 3 months after we dated, I found out it was Lower Aruca. So I just had to make sure.
No, I'm in California, Trinidad. Okay, I just have a question. Because I heard you give advice to the girl in the US about the land, right? And the person on the land that to get tobacco and...
Go to the police station. Go.
Right, but what I wanted to know, because I listened to most of your videos, I'm not sure what details, but the Rasta guy who they had broke down his house, how long was he on
I don't have that information. I don't have that information, but it upset me. But you see, what I saw with his house is a full concrete structure with a steel roof. So how long was he there? You understand? I don't know what was I don't know what that was. There are too many different things. And looking at that video, what hurt me was that he built something that permanent. He would have to be a fool to have built that on somebody else's land. But I understand that a lot of things go on in this country. People kill one another for property.
That is true, because the thing about it is he's not the first person, and when they know it's not somebody's land, sometimes people don't check on their land as regularly, and it might be less than 3 years, depending. He could have built that there, and he was wrong.
You know what? Each case is different. So even this lady who called from the States, I mean, at the end of the day, you have a responsibility to your land as well. You have a responsibility to make sure that it's not causing distress for your neighbors, overgrown, mining snake and mosquito. So all of that, I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody could go and steal your land and you not know for 3 years, it's problems. Yeah?
Right, but then when we see a video about who is carrying these people, how would the public relate to that? They would relate the same way.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, we are emotional creatures. I had a position on the Rasta man being taken out of the house in handcuffs and they're taking down the house. I did not like that. I live in a country where it is practically impossible, and I said so today, that the average person growing up today has 0 chance of owning a home unless they inherit it or take off their clothes in the HDC. They have 0 chance of owning a home. How did we end up here in one of the most wealthiest nations in the world? Yeah?
Okay. True. All right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for calling. The Progressive Empowerment Party's policies plans are simple. We plan to offer a government guarantee to anybody who wants to buy a home. You need a job. You need a job because you have to pay a mortgage. We're not doing handouts. We're doing hand-ups. That's what we're doing. Helping hand. We want you to make sure that you can own a home. We want the entire community to be owned by homeowners. So when we zone the school, the children are going to school in the school, living there, and the parents living there, and everybody living there, and we knitting strong communities together. That's our policy. But when I told people today, they don't want to hear this. I told a young lady who came to my office today, and I was telling her, make sure you'll come and join the youth arm of the thing. And she's saying, well, we have something to do this weekend. I said, listen, if you went home with your groceries in your hand and your house was on fire, what would you do? Wouldn't you rest down your groceries and deal with the fire? Well, that's where we are in Trinidad. Trinidad is on fire. We may not be seeing the fire and the flames, and we may not be smelling the smoke yet. But trust me, the average person in this country, we have a large percentage of our people have good jobs in the public sector, in banks, and are working poor that could barely make ends meet. That every now and then they get a ticket for speeding and that could break them. A health crisis. A health crisis is one of the reasons most people end up homeless. You know that? A medical bill, a funeral bill. One of the wealthiest nations in the world. How did we end up here? How? How did we end up here? Where the average person cannot own a home. Where people come from communities, and I said today, I'm going to go and campaign in Morva, Beetham, Laventille, and Silots, and I'm going to tell them, I don't care if I don't get a single vote from Morva, Beetham, Laventille, and Silots, but I'm going to treat those communities like they dear to my heart. Somebody needs to go and right-size those communities. They've been advantaged for too long. Those people have been raised in stupor, living in squalor. Go and see what passes for community in Morva, Beetham, Laventille, and Silots, and people still try to live good lives. We need to go and help all of our people come up to one level, an acceptable level. We need to say that the average person has a right to home. And no big contracts, no fancy projects until that is done. Our people are the country. Their labor, their consumption, and their vote is the lifeblood of the nation. Our people, they are the country. And we need to take care of our people. You need a government in power that understands. Kamala and Keith, the first thing that they were supposed to discuss when they got together is how do we get to 100% home ownership? So we end squatting, we end crime, we end destitution, we end poverty, we end homelessness. How do we deal with that? How do we deal with home ownership? How do we make universal home ownership a priority? When people come and ask me, what is your crime plan? I tell them we will fix poverty, we will fix home ownership, we will build the maritime security wall that ends the drug trade, we will create a system that empties and unstuffs all the containers on the port. And that's my crime plan. Because crime is a reaction to poverty and violence and a drug trade and broken communities and hopelessness and despair. Crime in this country, we've created it. We've manufactured all of the crime that we have, and we've done so election after election by electing to office people who lie to your face and stab you in your back. Keith Rowley meeting with Kamala was an admission that he failed. Kamala meeting with Rowley is a desperate cry for help. Those two parties need to be voted into oblivion. Because I have a list of questions for Kamala, and I have a list of questions for Keith, and I have a list for Patrick Manning, and all the clowns that came forward in the PNM caravan that started up after the NAR. What did you all do for your people? What did you all do? What did you all do to them that brought the people of Trinidad and Tobago into crisis? Nothing works. We are a broken land. It is broken. Nothing but the wrecker works. Nothing. Parliament don't work. Parliament meeting and talking bullshit day after day after day. We're paying them $50 million a year in salaries, and they've not solved a single problem. If that was a private sector enterprise. All 41 fired already. All. But it's only in the Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic where the people are dumbed down and broken and feel like as long as my Indian crew in the parliament, I get through. Or my black crew are suffering. I don't have 2 good drawers in my whole house. I'm suffering. I can't get 2 slippers to match. I have nothing. My house in a mess. My fridge empty and it's not working. I have a half of my air condition there. Job is not a blow breeze. It's to fool my neighbors. I'm suffering. I have no money in my pocket. If I go outside and I see 3 people, one smoking, one eating, one drinking, I want a bite, a puff, and a sip because I'm suffering, but I'm voting PNM. I read and I'm ready. For what? For what? For sufferation. Because they tell you, we care about you. Your 2 slippers are matching and your belly grumbling, but they care about you. And Rowley and Stuarty boy and Faris burping. God boy, take it away. Can't eat another bite. Going up in Iole, in LSD Plaza, and ordering champagne. You have the moe? Bring it chilled. That's what you're dealing with. Kamla, let's meet. Kitos are coming. No date, no venue, no agenda. That's not a meeting. That is a you bring the cups, I have the Grey Goose. That is a line. A 3-hour-long meeting that accomplished nothing. Fireboat. Fireboat. Let them race for the exit. Keep Kamla, go. Because what people need to remember and understand, that the political office holders have a job because of you. The power they have is your power. It is by your ascension, your right, your vote. You tell them, I will hire you. They exist because you tell them you can have this job. I want that drilled into your head because I need 1.3 million of you to say, okay, that's it. We done. We done. We breaking up with all your foolery for too long. Abuse we, beat we, rape we. What did I do again? The man just call and tell you, I know the numbers large. The human trafficking numbers, you go and publish the list of the girls' names. I see a page called Victim 15. I pass through it and I leave. Because they're posting all of these pictures of all of these missing people. And it hurting me. How it not hurting you? Does it have to actually happen in your family to wake you up? This is one people. When one hurting, all are we supposed to hurt? In Iceland, when they realized that the banks were in cahoots with the government, 1 million people went. They fired the government and they jailed the bankers. What the hell is wrong with Trinidad and Tobago? What is so broken within us that when the rapists buy the royal castle and give the drop home, they say, okay, they call it alright. You hold me down, you beat me and you rape me, but you give me a chicken and chips, so it's good. Yeah? What's wrong? How did we get to here? Who did this? Who did this? You are being fooled. They are the reason you're hungry, and then they give you the promise of food while they're eating your food and your children's food and making you feel like they're doing you a favor if some fall on the ground and you eat that. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? What? But I know the people are waking up. Akash Samaru, when he shared Keith Rowley's agenda, it never got more than 15 shares. Nobody cared about Akash and Keith. The media did. The politics of bullshit is over. Somebody here, you know, I call a meeting for today to talk about safety. You know why? We've been told that a meeting in a certain place in the West, my name came up. And they say, out that fire. I hear a fat man say it. Out that fire. Because the small man who organized the $100 million are trying to get back the $900 million. They want to slap him up. Because Philip Alexander put out one video and bring the PNM low. The people ready to vote the PNM out. They're waiting. The people feeling their power, trembling in their hand. The next wrong thing happen in this country, I swear the country will fall apart. The PEP is giving them hope. Without the PEP, I don't know what would happen to this country. I don't know what would happen. People talking and buzzing. A man leaves out today. Take a taxi to come up to town to put $100 in the chairman's hand and say, do all I could do with that. We need it is the ground that claim the PEP. It is the people at the bottom, like that lady who just called from Laramie, that only do her wickedness today, because that security guard and that cashier in that court is part of the same construct that the government is responsible for. That's the government work to make sure all public offices work. And she left her job today and get stranded trying to pay a bill, and because they were closing in 15 minutes. Or like my partner who called to tell me about license in office, they ain't taking no more. They ain't taking no more. Well, I'm telling you this, we will clean house. We will clean house. And if you are one of the abusers, we will fire you into oblivion. I don't care what office you're working in or what union you're a member of. And I tell them today, so what about the PSA and the OWTU? They will march. I say, let them march. I want Roger and Duke to give me the date and the route. Tell me the times you're marching and how much people you're expecting, so we could send drinks and snacks. March! But only march till your shoe wear down, boy. We coming to fix this country. And you see all the bullshit promoters, we done with that. So Duke and Roger can march till hair grow back on the head. I not no $15 million man. I have no deals to cut. I have no deals to cut. Shut it down. Other people will go and work there. Don't play. You're holding public office to ransom. You don't want to work? Move on. Just keep marching. Don't play. You're holding the people to ransom. This is a nation where national petroleum is an essential commodity and a monopoly. But no government has thought yet to make it illegal, to shut it down and hold it ransom. But you can't, milk farmers can't march in this country. Milk farmers can't strike because Nestle wouldn't get milk. That's why milk farmers can't strike. But NP could put the whole people hostage. Truck drivers ain't driving. Move out the way. Don't block the gate. Hello, good evening, you're live. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Yes, hello, good evening. I'm calling from Toronto.
Hi, Toronto.
You're speaking about this lady that called from Laramie regarding to a bill that she had to pay at the court in Princestown.
Mm-hmm.
What was stopping her from paying that bill closer to where she lives, like in San Fernando?
She had to go to the court. They tell you come to a specific court. If you're from Tacarigua, but you get a speeding ticket in Port of Spain, you have to go to Port of Spain Magistrates Court to pay that ticket. As mad as that sounds. As insane as that sounds.
Don't you think that when you get in, you don't think that's something that to be looked at? Because I know Toronto is a big place, but when you get a ticket, you can pay it at any courthouse.
Ma'am, we will make it possible so that you could pay your ticket by credit card online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
All right, I just wondered because I thought that was strange.
Insane. It's insane. I agree with you. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
It is.
But we have to take the whole...
Inconveniencing people, and I mean, if they're open till 4:30, why are they closing at 1:30?
It's insane. But you see, if the licensing office find out that we put up 3 ATM machines in the place, and you come in with your links card, and you pay everything that you need to pay, so you could fire the cashiers, they go want to march, but they need to decide, because they can't keep holding the people hostage. Yeah?
Yes, I agree with you.
Thanks a lot.
And I'm very proud of you for what you're doing.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thanks a lot for the call. I hope you have supported the PEP.
Oh, I am.
Excellent. Boya Kanek is on the thread. You could link up with Boya Kanek. He's our representative in Toronto.
I've linked up with Anil, I believe.
And Anil, fantastic. Well done. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Hello, good evening. You're live.
Philip, good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Philip, I'm listening to your program, and we're talking about, I'm seeing a lot of insanities, and I wonder if your public is aware, the public of Trinidad and Tobago is actually aware of what is happening with the CL financial empire under the government's hand. I think if you have a few minutes, Philip, I'd like to have a little conversation with your public listening. What is happening right now? First of all, one has to remember in 2008, when the world had a global meltdown, if you remember, of course, General Motors went cap in hand to as an example, to the American government for a bailout. They were illiquid. And the same thing happened to CL Financial. Now, I'm not on your channel here to defend Lawrence Dupre or anybody. What I am here is to expose and reveal the gigantic theft that is going on right in front of the public of Trinidad and Tobago by the government, the current government of the CL financial asset. When there was an agreement, Philip, I'm sure you're aware of it, there was an agreement between the government and the CL empire for the government taxpayer money to help bail out and make liquid the CL financial empire because they couldn't meet their obligations. And that agreement occurred. Now, you remember, what was the name of the finance minister that took out her money quickly?
Teixeira,
right? Teixeira. She got her money, and there was talk about something up to $5 billion that started to disappear into the hands of P&M friends and family that had money inside of there. So they got their money. Then when the agreement happened and the taxpayers put out, I believe it was the first figure, Philip, was about 15, if I remember, 15 to 19 billion dollars. I think it was $15 billion, if I'm not mistaken. And after a few years, when things catch back, the shareholders, Dupre and the shareholder, were supposed to give back the taxpayer their money and take back their company. Well, what has been happening in the past? Well, when that agreement came to pass, then the former administration took the reins of the government of CL Financial. Yes, I believe it was Yet Ming. Yet Ming was the chairman, and they had their board. And the whole public for 5 years heard very little about what was happening and what was going on. One Woodbrook Place, if you check the ownership of people who was One Woodbrook Place that bought between 2009 and now, you are going to find an array of businessmen and politicians and family and friends.
They have one little political financier who good at parlaying, knowing people. He have 3 business running in One Woodbrook Place and 4 more on lock, on hold, but waiting, I'm waiting because I understand he cut all kind of deals. I seen all kind of thing going on what was formerly state lands. And I want to know how these things happen. But anyway, you continue.
But here's where it has come to a head. Now, the shareholders are the rightful owners of the company. It's theirs. They came back under the agreement and says, okay, we are prepared to give back the taxpayer their money. We want back the company so we can run it.
So they have the money?
The $15 billion, there was a proposal done. That proposal was given to the government last year.
So
right.
When did this...
Here's the problem. Do you remember the current Minister of Finance, Philip, co-member, came out in Parliament and said, well, price gone up.
You see, Brian, I don't want to interrupt you too much. I want to tell you this, Trinidadians lose interest in this story because it sounds like numbers they can't appreciate and it sounds like big shots fighting, so they don't care.
Huge boy. It's
huge, but I want to ask you a question. Why didn't Dupree come with this $15 billion and buy it back from Hawaii?
That is a very good question.
All right, let's take a pin in that.
Let's put a pin in that and come back to that.
But I want to ask you a question. But I want to ask you this.
The point is, the public doesn't realize is that the shareholders, which Dupree is the largest, just came back and says, look, we are putting together the money. We have the $15 billion now, and let's talk about the extra couple of $1 billion to make this happen so we can save these companies and grow these companies.
Let me tell you, my only concern right now is getting people's money back and put it back in the treasury. Because as Afra Raymond said, that money properly put into something like the Heritage and Stabilization Fund would have kept us from having the kind of recession that we're having right now.
But even Afra says that is one point. And here's the next point, Philip. The thousands of jobs that is now in jeopardy because the government wants to wind down CL Financial. It's a recession. Instead of winding down, you want to wind up.
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
You want to keep people's jobs. You want growth. What the government have been doing before. I've been just running this thing and it's been running down. I want to get back to what the Minister of Finance told Dupree and the rest of the shareholders. He said, hey, I want to tell you guys something. 3.2 billion was spent on advisors and, you know.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. The Progressive Empowerment Party has an executive meeting this Saturday. I'm going to ask the chairman to add to the agenda. We call a public consultation on everything that took place with CLICO and CLF. We want to find out what happened with the Commission of Inquiry and the recommendations made by the Commission of Inquiry. Everything from PricewaterhouseCoopers to the board of directors, the shareholders, the investors, the responsibility of the board members who should have been charged and prosecuted, especially the company secretary, who all tried to rape and raid the country knowing that the public will cover this bill. So there are a lot of different fights here. My first position is this. If Dupree wants to come and take back his company, we make a deal. You pay $15 billion, you have 3 years to pay the balance. If you don't pay the balance, we will seize it again, you'll forfeit your $15 billion. But forget that.
Here's the problem with that. This is very important. When the Minister of Finance added on the 3.2 billion, because remember, whatever they do and whatever money is lost, Dupree and the shareholders just adds to their bill. And in Parliament, they said they cannot figure out the number. When Dupree and them say, well, give me the number and give me the proof. A PricewaterhouseCoopers
is Dupree in Trinidad.
It was done, and he's not releasing it. The Minister of Finance not releasing it, and it went from 15 to 19 to 23 to 24, and in Parliament he said $27 billion.
Is Lawrence Dupree in Trinidad?
Yes.
Then we have to have a public consultation and invite him to attend. Let him speak. Let him say how much money they got. Let him say what the size of the bailout was that he understands.
But here's what's happening right now.
No, Brian,
we need... But here's something, it might be too late by the 26th, which is next week. It might be too late. Because when the government decided, we're not letting the shareholders pay the taxpayers' money back. We ain't getting no price yet. And then the shareholders said, okay, we are calling, the agreement has not been extended. We're calling an emergency general meeting to remove the directors, the P&M director. We're going to allow, they told the government we are allowed 2 to stay, but we will put 2 of our people so that we can now take control and save these companies. The government then decides just all of a sudden, wind it down.
Brian,
the bankruptcy, put it in its liquidation.
I understand.
Fire sale it to who? Fire sale it to who, Philip?
I understand everything that you say.
Pennies on your dollars, fire sale it to who?
I understand.
The 1%.
I understand everything that you're saying, but I want to tell you this. The public knows everything that is happening with this CL Financial CLICO. It's been a constant rape of the people, but the public doesn't have a real idea as to what exactly is going on, and the public doesn't know who to trust. So I'm saying to you, this cannot be handled in a conversation on this show, but we can have a public consultation. And I want to invite yourself, Afra Raymond, Permel, Lawrence Dupree, Jerry Yetming, anybody who has salient information to bring this information to the public so we could decide on a course of action which could include filing an injunction against the government, preventing them from acting until we understand what is the best way forward, the best interest of the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Well,
yes?
That would be a rather interesting meeting.
Good.
I wonder how many will want to show up. I'm sure the shareholders will show up. I don't know how many on the government side. You'll be lucky to get one. And by the way, the chairman, as you know, the chairman of CL Financial was appointed by Rowley, the Prime Minister. His name, as you know, is Dr. Ross Balgovin.
Oh God, are your best friend?
Which is now, and I don't have to say alleged because this is a fact. I could quote Guardian and Express. He has been accused a number of months now for sexual harassment in Angostura of a senior executive, and he's chairman. He is the chairman of Angostura. He's the chairman of Caribbean Dockyard, where there's a bunch of corruption that was busted. $2 million US. I'm telling you, Brian Stone is saying there's $2 million US fraud, $2 million that went into an ex-director who was on the GL Financial Board account.
Okay, I need to stick up in it because we're running out of time. But I want to tell you, this is something that I am very interested in. Let us prepare to take it forward in the public space. It is too big of an issue to just try to deal with on radio shows or social media shows.
I appreciate your interest.
I am very serious.
Perhaps you and I could get together sometime.
Excellent. I am going to talk to you.
We can take it to the next step.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that contribution, though. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Alexander.
All right, Brian. Take care.
All the best.
See, these are the things that are going on in this country, the insanity of Trinidad and Tobago. These are the things that we cannot continue to allow. We cannot continue to allow governments to make decisions with your money. Not like this. Especially governments that don't have the moral authority. There is no arm's length. There is no distance between CLICO and the PNM. There is no distance between CLICO and the UNC. Neither of those parties could have been trusted to represent the people. Neither PNM nor UNC.
Since they get rid of past, let the past be the past. UNC brand new, they're going to tell you. This is since they humble down Ramish. The party have no more rubbish. But when I look around, what do I see? Recycled politicians. I see kangaroos like Assam and Ramlogan, hopping from bandwagon to wagon. So they polish and shine, then fall back in line. But that cannot teach my mind. Jump high, jump low, whether sun or rain. I am falling for that again. It's the same faces, new administration, same faces. Now in new position, same faces. With a brand new chief, UNC, the same bunch of scamming thieves. When the airport billions disappear, remember, Rudlal was right there. When the English bank account didn't declare, remember, Warner was right there. But they changed their pants and they changed their skirt. They changed their blouse and they changed their shirt. They even changed the style of their hair, but they had changed their stinking underwear. Change, I said to change. I wanna fly up to the sky. PNM vibrant, sounding triumphant.
All of this going on, and the sycophants and talking heads of the PNM and the UNC have one thing to study: Philip Edward Alexander. Why? Because Philip Edward Alexander has a show between 8 and 9 that the people tune into to get information, that they come back to the conversation with them the next day and say, wait now, how you say X when Y and Z is the truth? And they have no answer. They have no answer. Now you have a slew of UNC and PNM fake profiles trying to infiltrate conversations. And the people ignoring even that. Kamala can't do a live show. Keith can't do a live show. Nobody watching. Social media ignoring you. When you go and sit down with Hema and you go and sit down with Fazir and everybody giggling. Giggle away. Nobody watching. Nobody watching the news. The Sabga group of companies that minding Guardian Media right now, ready to shut it down. The Guardian group of the Sabga group is 97% of the ads in the Guardian newspaper. Nobody taking no classified ads anymore. Nobody looking in classifieds for nothing. It's free to advertise your car on social media. It's free to advertise your house. It's free. And it's more convenient. You don't get black ink on your hand. I cannot wait for the Guardian and the Express to close down. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Want to encroach, is it true or false? You're building a church. Because when I look around, what do I see? Cunning politicians. I see men who would sacrifice their own people to advance their own ambition.
Kamala, you and Anil walk up and down with Dukaran talking about Manning and the church. What happened to that? Oh, that was just a ruse to get power. Like Manning did, like Rowley did with Section 34. He and Stuarty Boy. And Faris, and Fitzy, and Roger and Abdullah. What happened? Somebody sent out an all points bulletin, man. Go and check and see if David Abdullah well. Go and see if David Abdullah healthy. Go and see. Somebody go and find, what's this woman? Sunati? Go and find Sunati, man. Sunati missing, I tell all you know. Go and see if Sunati missing. All you know she's still there. Go and find Sunati. And the UNC that want to play that they are paragons of virtue, account for your billionaire contractors. A man built a lake in Central. Take that in your preference. A man built a whole lake. There was a small Syrian cabal behind Rowley that tiffin by the can't say the barrow anymore, by the truck. They tiffin by the truckload. I seen an ad for HTC property called Victoria Keys, opposite Victoria Gardens. The first piece of theft that built it under the Manning PNM. So all our money thief and gone. And then the Munilal era came in and the rest of the thief and went on then. And then they realized they spent so much money on these HDC low-income houses next door to Powder Magazine. It come out too nice for black people. You build this for black people to vote a part, Dego Mate, to shore up your little Balize bullshit. And next to Shakonia, between Powder Magazine and Shakonia Apartments, Victoria Keys, but these come out too nice. It was like when Karamat built John Towers. Karamat is the man who built Bayside Towers for Sabga. When Hafiz Karamat, you remember he ended up smelling like death. He was walking dead. If anybody I know in my lifetime, God punished them before they dead, it was Hafiz Karamat. When Hafiz Karamat built John Towers, they say, but wait now. This come out too nice for poor black people. That is who you all voting for. We care about you. We care. So go and see Victoria Keys ad. Go and see the ad. Go and see who they're looking for. Go and see who they, and two chief of defense staff get apartments. In pre-retirement, they qualify for mortgage. Who paying that mortgage? All you think, all you smart, all you the brightest bulbs, and making fools of the people of this country. How long, how much longer must we put up with the insanity that is the PNM and the UNC? How much longer must that be our catastrophe, our tragedy, our crisis? How much longer must it be our sufferation that the People's National Movement and the United National Congress continue to offer themselves as viable alternatives to government, having failed for 55 years, time after time after time, trusted them in office, and all they did was rob, rape, and maraud the nation? How could this still be our condition? How? We endure what we tolerate, and we get what we have to have. What we need now is a rescue.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can foretell our country's fate. But use it well.
Use it well.
Before it's too late. If it is that who you're voting, fail beyond a doubt. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is they prove it to be only full amount. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that change should come about. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they don't see, vote them out. State your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total scorn and utter disdain.
Let's put our country together again.
Put them out of power.
Terminate their reign.
Let's put our country together again.
Download the song. Play it in your car, play it in your house, play it on, share it on social media. Tell everybody, this we anthem. Vote them out. Kamlan, Kit, hire Uber, go to the airport and leave. And hope we forget you. Hope we don't investigate to all you too. Kit, I hear you're building apartments in Glencoe. I hear you have some finances. That's true. Let me talk now.
If for 30 years you voting them in, and there's only tears as soon as they win. They give you big words and enslave your soul, promising you roads
And giving people.
and giving potholes. If they are the reason why the economy could sprout, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the building eyesores, east, west, north and south, they say where you vote them in, vote them out.
Register and vote them out.
Totally,
Vote them out.
take your finger and
Vote them out.
rescue the country. Vote them out with tempo. They have been paid. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out with calypso and joyous refrain. Let's put our country together again.
On the 29th, we in Barrackpore, the whole of San Fernando, the whole of South. Tip, the country must tilt. The media must say what's going on, Trinidad, tilt southwards. 20,000 people need to come out. Saturday at noon, this Saturday, 19 Stanmore Avenue, come out. Your country is on fire. Rome is burning. Rome is burning. Do not wait until it is too late. Surgery can help them.
Policy,
Surgery can help them.
policy, bureaucracy, a catastrophe. If they cannot cope, and you see it so, then your only hope is for them to go. If it is fabrication, these statements that they spout,
When you're voting, tell Faris, you're fired.
it is that frustration.
Tell Stuart Young,
Want to shout
you're fired.
when you're
Surud Rambachan, you're fired. Rudal Munilal,
misuse out.
you're fire all. Kamla, you're fired. Rowley, you liar. You're fired, you double-tongued liar. Fire you twice.
Register
Fire them.
all of them.
Vote them out.
Take your finger and
Register your family and friends. Take everybody.
put them
Stand up for your nation.
and impose a spell.
If we are going to save this country,
Together
the
again.
responsibility is yours and
Put them out in Komuto and in La Robert. Let's put our country together again.
every man, Jack, Tell Vass and Barrett you have nothing to say that any of us need to hear. Nothing. Tell this next clown who come with she gangsters that she's swearing in. Mystery with that. Camille Robinson Regis, answer for the $93,000 in the brown bag, Camille. Until you could answer for that, get out. Get out. Rohan Sidanan, the madness you're doing on the port, the company, the 3 ships coming in the country. Nobody ever hear about that company before. People must come first. Citizens by right. None of we are worse. Yellow, black or white. Food, shelter and clothes. Free movement and speech. A garden that grows. And one law for each.
If it is that injustice is what they always show.
When you're voting.
If it is that avarice is all they seem to know. When you're voting. If it is their politics, it's just a puppy show.
A puppy show.
When elections day come.
All bandits must go. What Kamala and Keith just do in the parliament was a puppy show designed to fool you. 3 hours of bullshit. Not one policy, not one idea, not one plan, not one solution. But the copy and paste media, they met, they smiled, they hugged. They smeared that. Let's put our country together again. That is our role. That is our mission. 1.3 million of us. We must undo the catastrophe, the tragedy that has befallen this nation, that has made poverty and murder our reality. How is this not insanity? How it is we are not all standing up where the insanity is going on and saying, this is insane. They have no bank in Trinidad and Tobago that Philip Alexander walks in and they line long and they have 3 tellers that the manager don't come out quick and start to put people to, because they don't want Philip Alexander to talk. Because I will get the whole line talking. This is madness. This is madness. The banks are marauding and raping us with charges and fees. The poor people tell me, boss, they closed my account. They tell me it was inactive. I asked for the money. They say, well, the account closed. It eat up all the fees. In fact, some people being told they owing. They're repossessing people's car. When they're halfway into the thing, if you default on a payment, they come in and take the car. And they want the whole balance because they know you can't put your hands on a quick $150,000. So they're going to sell it to their partner for 70. And then they're going in the court and getting a judgment against you for the next 70. That is 2 rob and a rape. And this country is mad. Nobody's looking after the people. Insurance companies drag your ass for your claim for years until you have to sit down and say, I'm trying to get $40,000 and the lawyer charged me $46,000. So even if they pay me now, I lose. And then they call you on the phone and say, Charlie, we would like to settle. We have a check in your name for $25,000 if you want it. Where's the supervisor of insurance? Where's the financial ombudsman? Where's the central bank governor? Where are any of those ministers of finance? The people of this country have been taken advantage of, molested, assaulted, beaten, raped, trafficked, murdered. And 2 jackasses sit down in a meeting without an agenda and come out of it without a solution. And that's supposed to be government. Miss me with that bullshit. Keith and Kamala, 2 waste of time. The both of you need to be fired. The both of you need to be fired. Kamala, you are the answer to the question who drinking. Keith Rowley, you are the answer to the question who lying. But neither of you all is the answer to the question who should run Trinidad and Tobago. Because both of you and your clunkers and incompetent caravans of corruption have run this country into the ground. But the people are waking up. There is an orange revolution building. A revolution of hearts and minds. We are uniting the people away from your racism. We are uniting the people, one people under one flag. We come up with plans, programs, policies and ideas that empower the people and bring them into the 21st century. And the PNM and the UNC need to be voted into oblivion. To all of you who are with me tonight, thank you very much. We're trying again for tomorrow at 8 o'clock as normal. PEP@gmail.com for those of you who don't know it. Maya J. Khan, she's on the thread. She'll give you the link up to help and support us. Boya Kanek, he's on the thread. Look up his name. My Facebook open to the world. This is where Faris and Keith and Stjorty Boy and them just come and sniff around. And Kamala and crew, come and sniff. You could too. Come and access all my friends list. Maya, Boya, Felicia, link up with our people. Get on board this train. Even if you can't stand up publicly yet, I want you to know in your heart that you're a part of the change that is coming. Change so strong, so swift, so sure that when the election done, we fire all. All. That's the goal. That is the goal. This Saturday, we meet 19 Stanmore Avenue at noon. Come out. Bring things to share if you have. Donuts, pies. We like all of that. The 29th, we in Barrackpore. Come out. Organize yourself. Organize the babysitter. Take the time off from work. Book the taxi, the driver that picking you up and bringing you. Organize your son, your family, your cousin who taking you, who coming with you, who making the line with you. You're coming down because a PEP rally, a PEP rally is a nice place. It's like a revival. People tell me, they say, boy Philip, when we leave there, like I'm walking on air. I can't believe how much hope that I get in that one little meeting. Come and be a part of the change that this nation so desperately needs. Yes? Thank all of you. See you all tomorrow. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.